Time for this week's pickup video. Well, this week I went up to Detroit, Michigan on business right after Christmas. Only spent a couple nights up there. Came back on Saturday, which is today. I went to a game store up there with one of my friends from the Retro Gaming Roundup podcast forums, Ken Rick. He does a podcast over at the Retro Junkies with Rob, I believe. It's called Turtle Flakes. That talks all about the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. It's a pretty interesting podcast to listen to. They get some pretty big names on that podcast for interviews. So if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you need to give this podcast a listen. You can go over to the retrojunkies.com and you can find the podcast listed there as Turtle Flakes. It's also where you can also find the Atari 2600 Game My Game podcast, along with some other ones that are retro related and are kind of interesting to listen to. Anyway, let's go with the pickups. The first ones I want to start off with are pickups I did last weekend before Christmas when I went to a flea market. First thing I picked up was one of those Sega Genesis Ultimate Portables in the box. Got everything in there. I picked up a SD card for it. Put some ROMs on it. I plan on doing a video review of this console. Because there are some games I've discovered that the ROMs will not work on this console, which is kind of a bummer because they're games I like. But anyway, I'll do a review of this. So you'll see more of it running when I get to that. And then also at the flea market, went to last weekend. Where'd it go? There it is. I picked up, where are you? Hyper Load Runner for the Game Boy. I like the Load Runner game, so it was pretty cool to find this. And then the next thing I picked up, well, let's go with the pickups I got in Detroit next. That's, I picked these up while I was up in Detroit. I only picked up 3 items. I found Frogger for my television system. Pretty fun game to play, not bad at all. And then for my buddy SoCal Mike at the Retro Gamer Roundup podcast, I found him a Jungle Hunt for the Commodore 64 that I'll be sending off to him here real soon. And then I found myself a game I've been looking for my Sega Master System for one time. I'm a little bummed out I didn't get the box with this game, but it's the RC Pro-Am for the Sega Master RC Grand Prix for the Sega Master System. A really fun RC racing game. Kind of reminds me of RC Pro-Am on the NES. When I picked this up, I found this game when I was up in Detroit at Destiny Games. I believe it was in Canton, Ohio. And they had the box out for this game, and it said for display only, but I didn't really think anything about it. So I bought the game, they put the box back on the shelf and put this in the bag. I was like, oh man, I wanted the box too. But at least I got the game. I've been looking for this. I'll go find a cheap Keith, whatever that. What's that? Alex Kidd or something. There's some real common game for the Master System. I'll just pick up and I'll change out the covers and have me a box. And then this weekend, well today, Saturday, when I got back into town, I went to my flea markets. I found myself some more games. I picked up Gateway to Apshai. Apshi. Oh, I'm going to get beat up for this one. I can't pronounce it. Apshai. Apshai. For the ColecoVision. Neat little adventure game. A little dungeon crawler. Overhead view. A lot of fun to play. It's not too bad. And I found myself for my PlayStation system, I picked up Alien Trilogy. It's a really fun first-person shooter game in the Aliens universe. Really enjoyable game. I really like it a lot. I'll probably do some play videos on my PlayStation games sometime in the future. I just got a lot of other projects going on right now, so things are getting busy. And the last game I picked up was Raiden 3 for the PlayStation 2. I really like shoot 'em up games, and the Raiden series I like quite a bit. I like this series. So it's a real fun game to play. And that is pretty much it. Yeah, that's everything. Yep. That's all the pickups for this week. Not a whole lot. A few interesting things. As you can tell, I'm going after Game Boy games quite a bit because they're really cheap and easy to collect right now. So I'm picking up ones I like. And I didn't go through these games. I'm not done yet. You dummy. Anyway, here's some more games. Now these games, these came from Ed McKay Bookstore. That's over in Raleigh. Every once in a while they get some good games in there. Picked up Alleyway, which is a breakout game. I like the breakout type games. They're a lot of fun to play. And then I picked up Radar Mission. It's basically Battleship for the Game Boy. It's not too bad of a game. I like Battleship anyway. And then on the recommendation of my buddy Retro Sean from the Retro Gaming Roundup forums, he told me to keep a lookout for Revenge of Gator, which is a pinball game on the Game Boy. It's a lot of fun to play. This is not bad. It's a really good game for the Game Boy. And now here's the last game I picked up. It is Kirby's Block Ball. Another breakout type of game with Kirby. It's a lot of fun. You have multiple different screens and little power-ups and stuff. It's a pretty addictive little game. So that's the last game I found this week. There we go. That's all my pickups. So thanks for watching.